I have two things to say about this.
Okay.
One, Mr. Stark, I'm not Afeela so good.
Oh my God.
Two, for this price, they should really be putting a PS5 in the car.
Hey, wait a minute. CES is a fun show because obviously there's lots of like robot vacuums and consumer gadgets and drones and stuff like that. But there's also this whole like section that's just cars every year. There's just
like
car
vehicle
stuff.
There's also like boats and
tractors
tractors
in general.
Yeah,
totally. And the meta with CES is it always feels like it's like a vibe check on like what's the theme with tech this year. Sometimes it's 3D. Sometimes it's curved displays. Sometimes it's 2025 and it's just AI in everything. And so if you ever go to the car section of CES, what you will find is a mixture of like regular cars and then future concept, prototype, not real cars that may never ship, but more are like a concept of mobility, like super vague stuff like that. And those are interesting, I would say, but usually not ever going to come out. Some of the stuff we have here are right in between, I would say. First one, CES car headline. So remember the Afeela?
Yes.
The Sony car? Mm-hmm. Sony and Honda collaborating on making a car. This was like 2 CESs ago we first saw this, and we've seen it.
I think it was way longer
Might have been
than
3.
that, no?
We've seen it a few times.
2022, I think.
Either way.
I remember
They
seeing a
announced
Sony car.
Right.
2023, I think they showed it off for the first time. 2022 is when they announced it.
Because it was a car.
They were going to do something.
Yeah, it was a car in the Sony booth, and we were all like, whoa, Sony? Well, I guess Sony does make screens, and Sony does make display, like motors. Maybe they can make a whole car.
So there was just because I remember physically seeing it, there was the Vision S01, which was in 2020.
Concept vehicle.
Yeah, that was concept vehicle. It was just like a car that was just sitting there at the CES show floor.
And then Vision S02 was 2022.
And then Vision OS was 2024.
So here we are in 2025, and Sony and Honda are officially collaborating and announcing a price that you will be able to buy this car. Maybe.
What is the price?
The price is it will start as $89,900, so it will not be cheap. It's called the Afeela 1 Origin. There also will be a higher-end $103,000 signature version of this car. People who have been looking at this car, I mean, it looks like a regular Honda. I think it's reasonable to say.
Looks kind of lucidy almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's an EV. It's a brand new look. Obviously, Sony's got a little injection of design. There's also a subscription associated with the car. You get the first 3 years free, but that includes Afeela Intelligent Drive, Level 2 ADAS, apparently, immersive entertainment selection, customizable themes, and Afeela Personal Agent. This is, like I said, it's right in the middle of CES Cars.
Because everything hardware-wise about this car looks super reasonable for CES. Like,
yes.
It has some screens and stuff. It has, a sleek, minimalistic design.
NACS port.
But nothing on the inside is like no mirrors or no steering wheel or like that. It seems normal.
This looks like an Accord from 2025. It looks like a normal looking car on the outside with some nice screens. But being Sony, not sure. Being a new brand, not sure. It's collaborating with Honda, but it's $90,000. Who buys a $90,000 Honda? Like, there's a bunch of questions still about this thing.
I have two things to say about this.
Okay.
One, Mr. Stark, I'm not Afeela so good.
Oh my God.
Two, for this price, they should really be putting a PS5 in the car.
Hey, wait a minute.
Well,
you might be onto something.
That's the difference between the Origin and the Afeela Signature. One's a PS5, one's a PS5 Pro.
For like another $12,000.
Those have big screens in the back.
I think only the Signature has the big screens, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it?
That checks out.
I believe so.
I mean, for $100,000, yeah, Jesus,
that's an expensive car. Like a Lucid is like that price, right?
You can get a Lucid for that price, yeah, a new one.
There's something so funny about having the big screens in the back, but also under the seat, still having like the cigarette lighter power port.
Yeah,
yeah.
You can pre-order it right now.
Yeah,
but only in California.
Oh, that's very CES.
Like only in California.
Wow. So if I'm in New Jersey,
CES is in Vegas, actually.
Well, I'm just saying.
I know,
like,
isn't that funny?
They're so not sure about shipping this that they're like, how about just California?
California.
I think we can ship this in California.
The people that have a lot of money and are willing to buy an EV.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said a global launch is coming later, but no
Allegedly.
details on that.
I like how it's like there's two options: California only global launch.
Yeah.
Not even
We can make it
nationwide
here,
launch.
We can make it anywhere, baby.
Yeah. It's a $200 down payment. So,
Okay.
or,
What a
you know,
steal.
Or down
interest-free
payment,
loan,
or
sorry.
pre-order.
interest-free
yeah.
loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. CES car story number 2. Do y'all remember Faraday Future? When I say that name, does that ring any bells?
That's a word I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh yeah. 2017, I made a video
Yeah.
showing the Faraday Future FF91. I don't know if you remember this.
I do.
They actually had a separate engineering development car that was near final, and then they had a aesthetically finished car. So
Yeah.
they would give me a ride in the engineering car, and I remember the guy like floored it, and he was like, "That's better than your Model S, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty quick." And then they had the aesthetically finished car, which was mostly kind of a clay model that you could maybe roll on the stage, but like point your camera at it, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was 2017. Yeah. It's 2025 now.
Wow.
And they are showing some new prototypes at CES.
Here we go again.
They've been at CES, I'm pretty sure, every year since 2017. The FF91 they still want to ship, and they still claim that they're going to produce, and it will be $300,000. Oh my god! But
I found
some new cars.
I found a funny thing in this before we get into the new ones.
Yeah.
In one of these articles, I found a quote that says, "The announcement of the new brand comes just months after Faraday Future disclosed to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission that it only delivered 10 cars by the end of 2023.
And I would put an asterisk on those 10 cars too. So like 10 sounds like not that much, but
It
to
sounds
me,
like
someone who's been
more.
hearing about Faraday Future, I'm like 10?
They delivered 10?
Really? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're coming with some new prototypes that they want to target $20,000 to $30,000 to $50,000 in price, which is very noble. It's what you probably would like to get to at some point. But yeah, this is also, I would say, very, very Faraday Future in that they have continued to attempt to get funding and to try to sell this idea of a new brand. The only startups that have really hooked are Rivian, Lucid, Tesla, right? As far as EVs. I mean, that's it as far as here. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a challenge
yeah.
getting a company like that off the ground, but Faraday Future's still at it. CES.
The thing I'm most confused about is I saw all the stuff that they're announcing it at CES. I have not seen any coverage of these new vehicles at CES at all. Like I can
haven't
find
either.
something about Faraday Future to host exclusive private showcase and experience in Las Vegas of prototype mules. But like I've seen
This-
when I search it, nothing's coming up, and CES has been going on for like 3 days now.
We literally, we were all at that
Yeah.
in 2017.
So I wasn't. That was the CES where Marques texted me and was like, "I think I need help. So that was pretty much as I started. So since I have been working at MKBHD,
Faraday's
that's
been
how
at
long we've been waiting for the FF91.
Dang.
They're
When
chipping
they
away.
actually release their car, you might get fired. You got to be careful.
I have a lot of job security. I feel like
So yeah, they're Faraday Future still doing their thing. Okay. The last headline I've pulled from CES Cars that I thought was interesting is another Honda one, Honda Zero. It's another concept, but like more futuristic looking Honda cars, and these have torn people apart purely on aesthetics. So I have this link here. If you guys click and look at the top image in this, and you can see this SUV and the sedan. Before you answer, I suspect that you either think these are sick or you think these are horrible looking.
Jaguar.
I think they're sick.
you think they're sick.
I think they're sick.
Really?
Yeah.
The one, okay, so there's two. I will try and describe them. One looks like a kind of like that new Prius redesign, but larger
Talking
and
about the left one?
longer. The one on the left,
Longer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the right looks kind of like CRV mixed with the Hyundai N75. Was that what it was called?
N74?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
like
the headlights.
because of like the headlights, the like very like futuristic, but the future is now trying to be like retro future with the like
The
dot
ionic.
lighting and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
The first one looks like if a Lamborghini was in Halo
Yeah.
1.
So it has the face of a Lamborghini Murcielago, Countach. It has the old Lamborghini face.
Okay.
Like I think they copied
From
old
the
Lamborghini
front,
face
yeah.
from the front. And then it's got this big sloping crazy thing. And it's a concept car. There's no rearview mirrors, no door handles, that whole thing. But still, silhouette goes hard. Then the right one, I think, yeah, you're right.
That's the
It's
way
like
to put it.
CRV
Oh, the
plus
back.
like Polestar because there's no rear visibility
The,
plus
the
Ionic.
back of the like
Looks crazy.
The first one you're talking about has kind of like, do you know those like infinity mirrors
Yeah.
where it's like
Yeah.
only like one set of lights, but the mirror make it look like it goes forever. That's what that
I
has
think
on the
that's
back.
illegal. I think there are lots of things about concept
there's
cars.
no door handles.
Yes, there are many things about these concept cars that will not make it to any sort of production car, but this is Honda's Zero concept, and it's named after their. They have an in-house OS they're developing named after Asimo, their humanoid robot from
Is
the
that the-
2000s.
Is that how
The
you pronounce
tiny
that?
little guy over here.
Asimo? Asimo?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm saying it
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah. So
Good to
you
know.
know, CES.
It's
concepts.
just a vibe.
It's
It's all
It's a
vibes
vibe.
now.
Concept electronics show.
the
Conceptual electronics show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the cars of CES.
That's fun.
Thank you for joining my TED Talk.
If you guys could have anything be unveiled at CES, your weirdest, wildest imaginations, what would it be?
It would be a subscribe button that is on wheels and has an arm that reaches out of it and clicks it every time someone subscribes to your channel.
So
And it just
goes-
sits there doing that to itself every time you get a subscriber, and it just has the arm pop out of the top.
What does it sound like?
That's
Just
not bad.
just a tap?
Yeah, like a thud.
What would you want, David?
I would want a like button that every time you push it, it has a thumb that pops out of itself and it goes, yeah.
And that's an LLM that does that.
Yeah.
Sure,
It's
Why
the
not?
model is just yeah.
Running locally on devices.
Of course.
Of course.
I think if I could take anything from
terabytes of data.
CES, it would be the second largest search platform masquerading as the first largest search platform.
Nice.
Google masquerading as Google.
We'll probably make that happen.
Gemini masquerading as Google.
Thanks,
for
Bing.
watching.
Thanks for listening.